wishes, wishes, wishes. At Christmas time, the air fills with the wishes of boys and girls everywhere. Wishes for all kinds of wonderful toys and games float through the air on their way to the North Pole. Most children will get just what they wish for. But one child, if the wind blows just right, will get something even better. Something even better than they could discover in a stocking. Something even better than they could find in a box. Yes, one child was about to get the best Christmas gift ever. And that special child was
Teresa.
One magical Christmas Eve, the air was thick with wishes.
Teresa
Couldn't sleep because she couldn't stop thinking about all the wonderful things Santa might bring her. She imagined Santa Claus sliding down the chimney and putting her presents under the tree. She imagined opening her presents on Christmas morning and finding everything she had wished for. Suddenly, she heard a faint noise from outside. It didn't sound like anything she'd ever heard before. She ran to the window and looked out. And as the noise grew closer, it sounded like hundreds of tiny bells ringing. Looking up, she was amazed to see Santa Claus and 8 reindeer flying through the cold night sky. They were headed right towards her house.
Teresa
Couldn't believe her eyes as Santa softly landed the sleigh right outside her window.
Teresa
Said Santa, "I'm so happy you're still awake. I need your help tonight if I'm going to deliver all the Christmas gifts on time. You see, one of my elves has a cold, and I'm afraid all the toys won't be made by midnight. Would you please come to the North Pole with me and help my elves make toys?"
Teresa
Said, "Oh, of course I'll help." "Hop in and hold on tight," said Santa. "Here we go." The reindeer ran faster and faster. With a giant leap, they left the ground and flew over the house and headed north.
Teresa
Looked down and saw her friends' houses below. She wished her friends could see her in Santa's sleigh.
Teresa
Said Santa, "Would you like to fly the sleigh for a while?"
Teresa
Took the reins from Santa and guided the sleigh over the main street of her town. They flew past her school and past all the office buildings and stores. Everything was quiet and dark, and the only sounds were the bells and the whooshing of the sleigh through the cold winter air. They left the town behind them and flew over a farm. Down below, a flock of sheep looked up as the sleigh flew over. "Who is that lucky person flying Santa's sleigh?" they wondered. The sheep were a bit jealous because, you see, sheep have always wanted to fly. Only reindeer get to fly. But every year, when Santa flies by on his way to the North Pole, the sheep hope maybe the reindeer will stop and show them how to fly. You never know. Sheep wishes can come true too. But that's another story. Santa said, "You're doing a great job flying the sleigh, but you'd better give the reins back to me. We really need to hurry if we're going to reach the North Pole before midnight."
Teresa
Gave Santa the reins, and the reindeer started to fly faster and faster. They left the farm far behind them and flew towards some mountains. "The North Pole is on the other side of those mountains," said Santa. Off in the distance, she saw a wonderful sight. Santa's workshop. She was so excited she couldn't believe she was really there. As they flew down for a landing, she could see a courtyard filled with packages and the largest Christmas tree she'd ever seen. There were elves decorating the tree and wrapping presents. The elves pointed at the sleigh in amazement. They had never seen a child visit the North Pole before. Welcome to my workshop, said Santa. You're about to see something no other child has ever seen before.
Teresa,
Could scarcely believe her eyes. The workshop was the most marvelous place she'd ever seen. The air smelled like Christmas cookies, and everywhere she looked, there were elves and hundreds of toys.
Teresa,
And the elves were a bit shy at first. The elves had never seen a child up close, and she'd certainly never seen an elf. But soon they were talking like old friends, and the elves taught her how to make toys. Making toys was so much fun that time flew. And the next thing she heard was the sound of the workshop clock striking 12. Christmas had arrived.
Teresa,
Was a hero. With her help, all the toys had been made in time. Everyone cheered and danced around the workshop. It was time for Santa to be on his way if he was going to deliver all the toys by morning. The elves began rushing around, quickly loading Santa's sleigh with toys, and the reindeer stood by, ready to take off.
Teresa,
Stood out of the way by the Christmas tree. She looked under the tree and saw a little reindeer lying there, fast asleep. The little reindeer was sleeping so peacefully that she didn't want to wake it, so she was careful not to make a sound. She couldn't help but wish the reindeer would wake up, though. And just then, her wish came true. The reindeer opened its eyes, got to its feet, and walked towards her. "Hello," she whispered. And then, the most incredible thing happened. The little reindeer said, "Hello, back." The little reindeer told her that this Christmas was going to be the first time it would ever fly, and invited her to come and watch. They left the workshop, and the little reindeer started to run faster and faster, and all at once it left the ground and flew over her head.
Teresa,
Clapped her hands as the reindeer soared and swooped, glided and dove, and finally made a big figure eight in the sky and then landed at her feet. "That was wonderful," she said. "I wish I could fly." The little reindeer told her that maybe she could, because after all, it was Christmas, and what better time for wishes to come true? They walked further away from the workshop, and when they came to a clearing, the little reindeer told her to hold on, and together they began to run faster and faster, and then without even trying, they were in the air. They chased snowflakes through the sky and flew so high over Santa's workshop that it looked like a toy house. They flew for what seemed like forever. When they landed back on the ground, they realized they needed to get back to the workshop and help Santa get ready for his journey. When the sleigh was finally packed, the elves all came to say goodbye, and the little reindeer looked so sad that Santa invited it to come along.
Teresa,
Santa climbed into the sleigh, and as the elves cheered, they took off south, back to all the sleeping children.
Teresa,
And the little reindeer helped Santa deliver lots and lots of presents. Finally, they arrived back at her house. "Here we are," said Santa. "Now that we've delivered presents to all the other children, it's time for your present." Santa reached in his big sack, but it was empty. And he looked around the sleigh, but there wasn't a single present left anywhere. "Oh no, we were so busy back at the North Pole that I must have forgotten to pack a present for you." Poor Santa Claus. He'd never forgotten a child's present before. The little reindeer could see that Santa was very, very sad. I have an idea, said the little reindeer. I know a perfect Christmas present. What could that be? Asked Santa. Why, me, of course, said the little reindeer.
Teresa,
Said that the little reindeer was just what she had wished for. And the little reindeer told her that staying with her was its special Christmas wish.
Teresa,
And the little reindeer waved goodbye to Santa as he flew back to the North Pole.
Teresa,
And the little reindeer were both too happy to sleep. So they looked out the window at the softly falling snow, and they hoped everyone's Christmas wishes would come true.